In these videos, we are going to talk about and discuss and create the use of ncloth. So the first thing to talk about is just what can ncloth do. So we're going to add a cylinder, and we're just going to rotate it here. Make it a little bit longer, and we're going to add in a plane, two different planes, about the same size and length, width and length, except for one of them. That's close enough. For one of them, we're going to have only 5. Actually, let's make that 6 subdivisions cutting through that plane. And on this one, we are going to have 50. Okay, so basically, ncloth simulates clothing. It simulates cloth effects. It also can simulate different other features, like for instance water balloons and sandbag, or even concrete. So there's a lot of things that you can use ncloth for that aren't just clothing based. But we're going to work with the clothing based right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply this ncloth. So in the effects menu here, you'll have an ncloth located here. And what we're going to do with this cylinder is we're going to make it a passive collider. So we're going to go to ncloth, create passive collider, and it is now a passive collider. And then we'll take these two planes we have here. I just selected them both. Go to ncloth and create ncloth. Now, ncloth automatically gives you a gravity field to it. So when I push play, they should fall. So let's increase the amount of frames that we have here. Do about 400 so that we can talk about it a little bit more. Push play, and you can see, let me turn off the grid. You can see how the ncloth kind of works. Now, the one thing you'll notice is that the one with less subdivisions, and as you can see it's sliding off, doesn't fold as much as, say, the one with 50. The more subdivisions that you have, the far more realistic the ncloth material and effects will work. And you can see how it just kind of folds over it, and this one doesn't fold over at all. And so you can see the wrinkles here and everything because of all those subdivisions that are allowed to deform. And this one doesn't have a lot of deformity to it, so it doesn't do much. Okay, but again, just like anything else that you deal with these types of programs, the more polygons you have here, the slower the program will go. So I'm going to stop that, and then I'm gonna just do a simple one so you can kind of see. So just making a new file. Okay, so I'm going to add a plane. Okay, this is going to act like my ground here, and then I'm going to put in a cube here, and let's just make it like a sphere without any without too many. There we go. Any triangles in there? So that looks nice. And we're going to make this let's say we're going to make it a passive collider because it's not going to move. And then we're going to make this an ncloth, create ncloth, and there we go. So I'm going to push play, and as you notice, it just falls and folds into a bunch of cloth and acts really weird and just inconsistent and just kind of odd looking there. So it almost looks like a little putty. little putty there. But what you can do with this is if you go to your attribute editor and you go to ncloth shape 1 here on your tabs, you can go to presets, and there's some presets that will affect some of the quality of the settings, and you can actually make this look different. So let's do where is it, water balloon, and we'll do replace, so you can see what water balloon does. It's going to go kind of slow because there's a lot of polygons there. You can see how it's kind of mushy and it acts kind of like a water balloon. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let's go back. Let's change this to, let's say, silk. See what silk does. Again, slow. Kind of acts like silk. Let's go back. Let's do one more. Let's do honey. Let's see what honey does. Oops. Let's do honey. Let's see what honey does. So you can see how ncloth can do several different things for you, rather than just being cloth, or like a t-shirt or something that you would put on a character. And one last thing I'm going to show you for this video is I'm going to use a cube for this, and I'm going to increase the subdivisions for it. It's probably good. And I'm actually going to rotate this so it's gonna fall on the corner. And let's turn this into a ncloth. And if I push play, you can see that it's just regular ncloth there. However, what I'm gonna change it to is I'm gonna change it to something different. I'm gonna do the preset again, and I'm gonna go to let's see, concrete. And you can see this is concrete. So you can see how it acts like concrete. Now, of course, some issues here that push it because of its colliding with the ground. And let's do soft sheet metal. Now, as you can see, it's because of the settings, the collision is going to be something different, and that's why it's going a lot slower. But we can still kind of see what happens, and you can see that it sort of does the same thing as concrete in that sort of manner. So I wanted to show you that just so you can see that there are different forms, different ways to use ncloth, and kind of the advantages of it.